I think we all can come to an agreement after watching this episode of March Comes In Like a Lion. Kyouko is definitely a good character, but not a good person. I think we can all agree on that, because the complexity of her character truly had me fascinated with the episode. And it was definitely the highlight of this week's episode of March Comes In Like a Lion. When Kyouko popped up on screen, she dominated the entirety of the episode with her performance as a character, and also the voice actor doing a splendid job with being able to kind of just hide these secret emotions behind what she's trying to mean. And so, personally, Kyouko, I really like her character. Now, once again, I want to state, I don't like her as a person, but I do like her as a character, because seeing the way she displayed herself truly caught my interest. So, Rei and Kyouko have a moment, and throughout the entirety of while Kyouko is on screen, I'm constantly conflicted about what is she really trying to do here, what is really driving her, and does she truly care about Rei, her stepbrother, or is she trying to be sarcastic and mean towards him? And throughout the entirety of the conversation, you can kind of get both sides of what's going on here. For one, it does seem like at some moments that Kyouko does care about Rei's well-being. She talks about, his place, to where he lives, to, if it's messy or clean. She talks about, how he sleeps, to, just different things about, how his lifestyle is, and for instance, how he plays shogi, and how she clearly indicates that she's been keeping up with his, entire shogi matches, because she knows what's going on and who he'll be fighting next. So she has been keeping track of what Rei has been doing. So in one side, it seems like she's trying to be a caring older sister, like a stepsister. And on the other side, it seems like she's just keeping up to date with him, for she can be sarcastic and mean and kind of drag him off that pedestal he's on. And that's how I view it, because throughout her dialogue, you have to view it like this. Number one, we do know that Rei and Kyoko's relationship is very complicated. For one, we do know that it's thanks to kind of Rei being introduced into that family that destroyed Kyoko's chances of ever being a professional shogi player. It was removed from her. She never got a chance to do that thanks to what Rei did to her. And so obviously, you're not going to get over that in just a snap of your fingers. That just won't happen. It won't happen in one night's sleep. That's something that'll stick with you. It's like this, okay? Let's say you have a big dream, you have a big-ass dream, you want to accomplish something, all of a sudden someone that, is introduced in your life maybe, 6 months ago, comes up out of nowhere, fucking just destroys your dream, right then and there, but then, you're still connected with them because you can't get rid of them because, maybe they're part of your family or something, and you have to, deal with them for the rest of your life. You might know what's going on with them, but overall, though, you're probably going to have this anger towards them. You're going to be really upset because they destroyed something that you truly wanted. And that's kind of what's going on with Kyouko right now. She has this relationship with Rei as a stepsister, but at the same time though, it was like they were rivals, but then Rei just crushed her so hard that she couldn't do anything. Everything she wanted to accomplish and be, she couldn't do thanks to what Rei did to her. So in her own way, in this entire, convo with Rei and Kyouko, it seems like she was trying to put him down, try to get under his skin and trying to make him feel insecure or just, be very scared or afraid or just ruin his overall, motivation to want to be a professional shogi player. That's kind of what it looked like to me in some points throughout the entire combo. Towards the end, let's, look at the end of the conversation when she's like, oh, you're about to fight someone that's already lost quite a few times, and he's been struggling for a very long time. It's like an old man, he's 60-something, he's been struggling for many, many years now, and if he loses this other match, he already stated he would retire because there's not much more he can do. He's already lost so much, and if he was to lose again, pretty much spells GG for his entire, professional nature of shogi. For instance, he can't be in shogi anymore. And so when you think about it like that, what Rei has to do is he's going to have to stomp on this man's entire ideals, or what this man wants to be. He loves shogi so much, but if he loses one more time, there's just no more path for him. He said he will, would retire. And so, Rei doing this is kind of like he's killing someone. It's like he's straight up just stomping their heart into the ground if he was to defeat this man. But we gotta remember, at the end of the day, this is a profession. This is something that you have to do. You can't just throw the win for the person. You just can't do that because, I mean, even the winners have it bad as well because they have to deal with the guilt of the losers. For instance, the people that lose, they're really bad off because, I mean, they usually might not get paid or they might not have any more career opportunities, but also you got to think about the winner as well. It seems like everything will be nice and easy for them, but in the exact same time, if they have a good conscience and if they can, you know, actually feel emotions, then they'll realize what they just did to this said person, and they'll feel very guilty about it. But if they're really strong individuals, they will continue pressing forward. So when Kyouko mentioned that, I know you're a good person, you'll throw the match, it was like she was being very sarcastic. She was using reverse psychology. She was trying to manipulate him in a way to say, oh, you're not a good person at all. Because let's look back at what happened to Kyouko and Rei, their, you know, relationship. As we know, thanks to Rei, as to why Kyouko was never able to become a professional shogi player. So it's kind of like he stomped her heart into the ground. And that's exactly what is about to happen once again. He's about to stomp this old man's heart into the ground and crush him to where he will retire from shogi for good. And so, when she said, you're a good person, you'll probably throw the match, she was actually saying, oh, you're not a good person at all, fuck you, you won't throw the match. And so it's kind of like she was trying to get under his skin, and he realized it, which is why his face showed such an expression after she left the room. Now, before all of that was said and done, though, there was some moments that seemed like she truly cared about him. I mean, when she was, you know, looking at his face all like, oh, it didn't leave a scar, when her supposed boyfriend punched him, hit him real hard, and left a mark, she thought it might have left a scar or something, but apparently it did not. So it showed that she did care, but at the same time, though, she has this side about it where it seems like she's kind of happy, in a way, to know that he is still like he was in the past. It seems like he's very submissive towards her, and I feel like this is in a way of how Kyouko gets back at Rei. She can use this certain thing about his personality to get under his skin and kind of really mess him up and make him not really know what to do next. And I feel like this is how Kyouko relieves her stress and how she lashes out at the very person that kind of ruined a huge portion of her life. And so I feel like that's kind of one of the big reasons to why she even came here in the first place. But on top of that, though, like I said, she's complex in a way to where you don't know if she does truly care about him. I mean, she might care about him, but it could be just the, you know, the front of her character, which seems like she cares, but in reality, she really does not. So, I mean, overall, I don't know what to think. I don't really know what to think about Kyouko, but if there's one thing I can state that I haven't stated already, is that we do know, however, episodes ago, it was revealed, it's not really ever been, like, explained completely, like, dived into complete details, we didn't get to see all of it, but we can assume that Kyouko raped Rei. That's what we can assume from, you know, previous episodes, the little flashbacks we got of Kyouko and Rei, and when you think about it like that, that could explain some of the issues, the tension between them, but also, once again, why he's so distant from her, why he doesn't want her in the same room with him, probably because of how she treated him. Now, like I said, it's never been confirmed from what we've seen so far from the anime that she actually did that. We can only assume from the little details we got. So if she did do that, you could see why he acted like he did, why she didn't want her, or why he didn't want her in his room at all. And when you think about it like that, it's understandable. So yeah, March comes in like a lion, a very good episode this week, especially with Kyouko and Rei's dynamic as characters. Just seeing these two interact and all that definitely made the scene very Shaftish. Like, I mean, definitely one of the best Shaft moments so far from this anime series yet, and I was truly mesmerized by the entirety of the episode. So, besides the Kyouko and Rei scene, let's talk about Nikaido. So, Nikaido, or, you know, Botaro, or however you pronounce his, you know, little Totoro name. So, Nikaido, as a character, I've already said my piece on him. He's such a good character, he's a really good friend, and he's someone you would want as a friend. I mean, the way he treats Rei and how he looks after him, and, you know, he helps him out. He even gave this man furniture. It shows you how much he does care about Rei. I mean, he's like, hey, after looking at your living quarters, seeing you barely have any furniture or anything like that, the common necessities you need to live, it made me it made me feel bad, like you didn't care about yourself, and so here you go. I'm going to give you a bunch of stuff, like, you know, a bed and all this type of stuff, for you can kind of have a normal life for your age. And, I mean, it shows that Nikaido does care about him deeply, and he's like, you need to take better care of yourself. You need to be healthy. healthy. You need to enjoy the health you have. And you gotta remember, Nikaido, he's very, very ill. He's really ill. And the way this man can kind of show that, it's like you need to take care of yourself. There's no better person to really say that to someone, because he knows how it is to not have a healthy body. And he's like, you need to take care of yourself. And that's something that's very sweet. It's like Nikaido's like, if I was in your position, I would take better care of myself. And it's making me upset to see you treating yourself like this. But at the same time, no, I don't want you going down the same path as me, maybe having an unhealthy body. So, Nikaido, very good friend. I loved his interaction with Rei. And Rei, you truly need to accept this man and just realize how good this man is. I mean, he's such a good man helping you out like he does. So, besides all of that, I guess that's pretty much about it. I mean, we did have the shogi, the teaching of shogi and stuff, but there wasn't really much to go on besides the stuff I already covered in last week's episode. So, well, actually, not last week's episode, because there was no episode last week. I mean, 2 weeks ago. There was not much really to cover when it came to the beginning part of this episode, because I already covered it 2 weeks ago. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.